Okay, so let's head into part B where we've got our violinists, guitarists, pianists, whatever. And this time we've got at least two violinists, one guitarist, at most one pianist, and we're still choosing a group. So we're still in the land of combinations, not permutations, because the order doesn't matter. Violinist, guitarist is two violinists and a guitarist, no, regardless of order. Okay, so let's just get rid of that because there's enough going on in this question to think about. Now, another thing I just want to tease out, because it can be tempting to say, well, we've got at least two violinists. So, well, let's see, there are a group of five will be, maybe we have to have all of this. 10, 6, 5. I'm just going to put this over here. 10, 6, 5 in the order of violinists, guitarists, piano players, pianists. Okay, so we got them there for reference. So one temptation is to go, well, out of the 10, let's choose two violinists and then let's go from there, and maybe we could have another violinist or not. But we don't know which of these two violinists we've chosen, so we start double counting and missing options because, if we've got violinist, or if we've got violinist, which violinist did we choose? It's not like there are 8 left, because that would imply you've chosen particular violinists. So we actually have to be a little bit more tedious here in some ways, which is unfortunate, but that's how we have to count. So with that out of the way, let's look at it and say at least 2 violinists, at least 1 guitarist, at most 1 pianist. Okay, and we've got 5 to choose. So just to get into the question, it's worthwhile just playing with some things. So we've got violinist. So we've got 3 things left. There must be at least 1 guitarist. So we've got kind of VVG to start us off no matter what. And now we've got our 2 spaces that we just know we can't have pianist, because it says at most 1 pianist. So play through the options. So violinist, guitarist. Well, let's say that we have no pianists, and let's fill it up with violinists. That's doable, right? Okay, there's one option. In other words, that's 4 violinists, and I was going to put plus, but I don't want to put plus because, and of course, we're going to be multiplying. And we've got 1 guitarist. Just double check, and I know this feels like, hey, it's taking so long, but that's because we're really thinking through everything and talking like this at length. So at least 2 violinists, yes. At least 1 guitarist, yes. And at most 1 pianist, and there are 5 altogether. Okay, so that's matching. Well, that's easy because we're going to choose violinists and we're going to choose guitarists. We're going to choose 4 violinists from the 10, and we're going to choose 1 guitarist from the 6 there are to choose from. So that captures that option. Now, note that the order doesn't matter. I know I've said this a few times, but of course it is something to stress, and that is this just means that we have 4 violinists and 1 guitarist in whatever order we've chosen them. So there's one option. Violinist, guitarist is our starting point no matter what. Now, we could have just 1 more violinist. Okay, now the last one could be a pianist, or it could be a guitarist. So we're going to have 2 options here. I'm going to list all the options, and we can see later maybe if we want to start combining things. But yeah, I'm just going to say, well, we've got a pianist, or violinist, guitarist, violinist, and then another guitarist. Okay, in other words, here we've got 3 violinists and I'll just write and 1 guitarist and 1 piano player, and here we've got 3 violinists and 2 guitarists, and that's it. That makes a total of 5. So just that little check in the background. You see, I'm pausing going, wait, I can't have an and because that already adds up to 5. So you're kind of checking these things as you go. Now, that's easy because we're choosing and we're choosing, we're choosing and we're choosing. Now, earlier I said, wait, it seemed tempting to, well, these 2 things, couldn't we have just said, for this last one here, well, let's just choose from the remaining that are left. So, there's 6 guitarists, 5 pianists. We've used up 1 guitarist so far, And so there are 5, there are 10 things left. Can't we now start doing a 10, just choose 2? Careful, because this is the counting that we spoke about earlier, that there's a guitarist over here. So there's a fundamental difference between picking from the guitarists and choosing 2 of them, or choosing one and then choosing another one. So, if we're choosing from the guitarist one and then choosing another one, well, we're thinking about that in a different way to from the guitarist choosing 2, or splitting up your group and saying, well, from the guitarist you chose one, and then from this hodgepodge group of guitarists and pianists, now we're going to choose 2. Just careful. And I know I'm just saying be careful without going into it. Do the examples. I mean, write out the things and you'll see that we don't get the same. And I don't feel like now is the time to play with what the choose is actually doing and why that's different. Maybe we can do that in another video just out of interest. But for this one, just split up your options. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the last options here. There are a whole lot there. I'm counting in my head. I think there are 5 options because we got 4 violinists, a guitarist, 2 violinists, 2 guitarist, piano, 2. So I think we've got the first few, right? So we've got the 4 violinists and 1 guitarist, and then we've got 3 violinists and 2 guitarists, and we've got 3 violinists, 1 guitar, 1 piano. We could have 2 violinists, 3. Well, I'll leave you to actually go through the other ones because you got enough of the idea here. So there are 2 more just to see. And remember, you must have this starting point, right? Because there must be at least 2 violins, at least 1 guitar. So play with the rest. There are 2 more. Work out what each of them are. Add them all together. And then we should be good to go.